to quote the report.
Who filed the blotter?
Some victims in Taguig. So I'm sure you've seen
themselves.
Yes, I'm sure you've seen the videos. He was caught harassing a Filipina. He tried grabbing the cap of a security guard, as you can see there. And then there were other acts that he committed in Boracay.
His reputation chased off, his crown tarnished, and now cornered by the law, Vitaly even stared down the threat of deportation from the very country where he built his name. Can you believe it? This was the same guy Justin Bieber once called his favorite YouTuber, and now he's crashing headfirst into disgrace. From being the face of online chaos to facing a courtroom, nobody saw this free fall coming. Before the downfall, Vitaly ran the internet like a boss.
Well, I'm giving you kisses right here, bro. I don't want to kiss you. Hey, man, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke, dude. It's a joke. It's a joke. No, yeah, it's Hershey Kisses, dude. Come on, it's chocolate. It's a joke.
His outrageous prank videos and wild live streams in packed city streets weren't just content. They were a cultural earthquake that had millions glued to the screen. Fans screamed his name. Crowds swarmed wherever he showed up. And even A-list celebrities wanted a piece of the madness. He wasn't just popular, he was untouchable. The ultimate daredevil chasing attention like it was oxygen. But the bigger he got, the louder the whispers became. Was this entertainment or straight up crossing lines? Each prank was a gamble, and the same stunts that skyrocketed him to fame started shredding his image apart. This was a guy who came to America with nothing.
May I give you a kiss?
Excuse me, this is a private wedding.
May I give you a kisses?
No.
No family money, no powerful connections, no Ivy League degrees, just an immigrant hustling through odd jobs, holding onto a dream and gripping one weapon tighter than anything else, his camera. That camera became his sword, his shield, his ticket to internet royalty. When Vitaly stormed into the streets, lens pointed and nerves of steel, he didn't just film pranks, he created a circus people couldn't look away from.
You have a problem? You have a problem? No. What are you gonna do? Hello. 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 Paparazzi.
Curiosity turned into obsession, and his views erupted like a digital explosion. Overnight, the underdog became an icon, wearing the crown of a new era where attention wasn't just power, it was everything. The glow of social media can lift you higher than the clouds, sweeping you into a storm of adoration. But when the cameras shut off and the stage lights dim, what's left? Can applause alone redeem a life that keeps crashing through limits it should never cross? Vitaly's journey is a warning shot. Fame comes fast, but the price can haunt you forever. The crowd cheered his chaos, but silence eventually came. Not because people forgot him, but because the mess he created finally caught up with him. Every time the audience adjusted to his wild stunts, he felt pressured to go bigger, to push harder, to shock at all costs. That hunger for attention is what dragged him into one of his darkest chapters. On August 12th, 2024, inside Bonifacio Global City, a massive shopping hub in the Philippines, Vitaly turned on his camera. Not as a tourist, but as a man chasing chaos. He went live in the middle of the busy mall, expecting laughs, but instead, the entire building turned into a stage of panic. Local reports say he blocked people's paths, shouted provocative lines, and was even accused of snatching something straight out of someone's hand. Online, thousands of viewers laughed and egged him on, but in real life, the people trapped in that moment weren't entertained. They were terrified. The mood shifted fast. Confusion turned into tension, tension turned into chaos, and soon the scene was spiraling out of control. Police had no choice but to shut it all down, ending the live stream and dragging him away in handcuffs. Media headlines blasted the charges: harassment, theft, public alarm, disturbing the peace. Just like that, the fearless prank king was now stamped with the image of a lawbreaker. He wasn't just facing charges, he was staring at the possibility of a criminal record in a foreign country. But what grabbed the world's attention wasn't only the reckless prank itself, it was Vitaly's attitude when the cuffs snapped shut.
But dun sa video niya, hindi lang siya yung nandoon, pinakasama ko siya, think the cameraman is what was the...
On camera, he smirked, tossing out cocky remarks like it was part of the show. But witnesses said the act dropped fast. Arrogance turned to confusion, and panic crept across his face. He shouted that it was all just entertainment, but police weren't buying it. The fearless YouTuber mask cracked wide open, revealing a man cornered and powerless. News spread like wildfire. Philippine outlets splashed bold headlines, while international media dragged him through the mud. Clips from the live stream went viral, not as comedy, but as proof of reckless disregard. Every share hit his reputation like another nail in the coffin. Online, the reaction split in two. Some fans were shocked, clinging to disbelief that their idol had sunk this low. Others fired back with brutal takes, saying this was the downfall he had been racing toward all along. And the worst part? This wasn't America. No home advantage, no easy escape. Vitaly was trapped inside a foreign legal system known for showing zero mercy to outsiders. Will he survive this storm, or has the curtain already dropped on a once dazzling star? Each update only raised the stakes. And then in April 2025, fear turned into reality. Vitaly was officially detained by the Bureau of Immigration in the Philippines. The man who once strutted through streets with a camera now sat crammed in a crowded detention cell, waiting for judgment. By June 11th, 2025, he was transferred to ABJMP prison, a holding facility for inmates awaiting trial.
You know, Vitaly, it's not the first time he's done this, so don't feel sorry for him. I know that 24 years he's facing is a lot, right? Don't get me wrong, I don't think he should go to jail for 24 years, but he definitely, in my opinion, does need to serve some jail time. He needs to learn, because this is not the first time.
For the public, the shock was chilling. A YouTuber once famous for pranks reduced to staring at 4 iron walls. The back and forth of bail and custody proved this wasn't a stunt or some occupational hiccup. It was a real legal nightmare. Reports confirmed the potential sentence, 18 to 24 years behind bars. No quick fine, no easy exit. This was prison time measured in decades. YouTube's own legal analyst drove the point home, saying the Philippine justice system moves painfully slow. Trials could take years to even begin, meaning Vitaly might rot in a cell long before a verdict is reached. And to make it worse, his passports mean nothing. Russia hasn't lifted a finger, and the US refuses to intervene since he only holds a green card. Headlines that once praised Vitaly as a fearless star now spit out harsher names: troublemaker, lawbreaker, disgrace. And what shocks people most is that he's not in America anymore, where he knew how to work the system. He's trapped in a foreign courtroom where mercy for outsiders is almost unheard of. From prank legend to courtroom defendant, his story has become a global debate. Does fame protect you when the world turns against you? Each twist only fuels the frenzy.
Being quote-unquote deported, but when I look at those videos, what they were really talking about was not that Vitaly was going to be deported now, but that at the end of his criminal sentence, at some point in the future, once he serves his time or gets whatever sentence the judge gives him, which may not come for another year or 2 years or however long. So once that sentence is given to him, then after he serves the time in prison or however else and gets out, yes, then he will have to go somewhere.
Where does this saga end? Now he faces the wrath of an entire community, a government unwilling to bend, and critics ripping him apart online. Social media exploded. On Facebook and every platform in between, his antics were branded an insult to the Filipino people. Comment sections burned with outrage, each post hammering away at what was left of his reputation. Authorities didn't soften either. The Philippine Interior Secretary John Vic Romola made it clear: the era of foreigners coming here to disrespect Filipinos is over. Those words hit like a blade, slicing through any hope of clemency. Fame meant nothing here. The once radiant face from viral videos now circulates in before and after shots. The cocky star turned into a gaunt, broken figure behind bars. That photo wasn't just an image, it was a symbol of collapse. A man who once ruled YouTube now reduced to a hollow shell, and the world couldn't stop staring. Even voices from outside the scene piled on. Chris Hansen, the legend behind To Catch a Predator, didn't hold back. comparing Vitaly's style to Borat meets Grand Theft Auto.
A third country. And that is eventually gonna happen, but that might be 1 or 2 or 3 years down the road. Now, about long-term deportation, the other consideration, which some people have brought up, is his green card. If he does stay outside of the United States for long enough, he stays in the Philippines for long enough, yes, that green card might have some issues. It's potential that he could have some issues coming back to the United States.
A savage jab that doubled as a warning. When your content lives on shock, the line between fame and felony disappears fast. Can Vitaly claw his way out, or is this the end of his story? Every new detail only adds to the chaos. Public fury is relentless. Thousands of comments across X and Facebook screaming for his deportation. Meanwhile, Philippine officials stand firm. Their message loud and brutal. The days of foreigners disrespecting the country are over. And what makes it worse? The governments he once leaned on have abandoned him completely. Russia ignores him. America shrugs him off. He's stuck in a storm with no lifeline. Even unrelated public figures are taking shots. Hanson's comparison went viral, cementing the idea that Vitaly's brand was never just comedy. It was reckless theater waiting to implode. Before and after detention photos only hammered the point home. The once smirking prank king now looks gaunt, drained, and defeated. A living warning of what happens when attention becomes an addiction. And when laughter can't save you from the wreckage of your own image, the message couldn't be louder. True greatness isn't measured by views, but by respect for the law and the people around you. That's the one thing Vitaly has completely lost. And just when it looked like all hope was gone, a legal twist flipped the story upside down. On July 20th, 2025, reports from Ivy Times revealed that several key witnesses suddenly withdrew, refusing to testify. Overnight, a mountain of stacked charges collapsed into a single accusation. For a man teetering on the edge of destruction, it was like a faint beam of light cracking through the darkness. Could this mean a lighter sentence, or even a slim chance of walking free? But don't get it twisted, freedom isn't guaranteed. Times of India confirmed that even with most charges gone, Vitaly remains locked in a Philippine Bureau of Immigration facility, branded with the brutal label, undesirable alien. That phrase isn't just words, it's a legal wall, one that blocks any dream of reclaiming his old life. Legal experts are nearly unanimous. Deportation is inevitable. Whether he dodges a prison term or not, his career is already shattered. Today's sliver of hope may ease the pressure, but the path ahead is still a labyrinth of thorns. The internet, of course, erupted. Some fans celebrated this as a comeback spark, a light at the end of the tunnel, but others scoffed, calling it nothing more than a fleeting illusion. Another storm came crashing down, this time carrying the name deportation. Vitaly's saga now plays like a never-ending drama, where every glimpse of hope is quickly crushed by an even harsher blow. He may have dodged some charges, but the bigger war has already closed in, and the chance of staying in the Philippines has all but vanished. Behind the spectacle sits a cold truth. The brighter the spotlight burns, the more brutal the fall becomes. Escaping one trap doesn't mean freedom. It only opens the door to another maze, one lined with sharper thorns and darker turns. Can Vitaly twist his fate again? Or has destiny already written a merciless ending? Even as the community rejects him, even as prison and deportation loom, millions still watch. Why? Because his downfall has become addictive. A digital coliseum where the world tunes in like spectators at a public trial. Each twist, each headline is both a hammer blow and a shot of adrenaline for an audience hungry for drama. People ask, will he beat the case? Will he be kicked out of the Philippines? And what scraps of his career could possibly survive the wreckage? Every update shatters his image further, yet somehow also keeps him trending. That's the bitter paradox of internet fame. Vitaly is now more than a disgraced prankster. He's a symbol of the web's dark obsession, where hate doesn't just destroy, it immortalizes. Every insult, every viral post, every scathing meme doesn't erase him. Andrew from Legal Mindset didn't mince words. Deportation isn't a question of if, but when. For Vitaly, one chapter might soon close behind prison doors, but another is already waiting to unfold under the unblinking eyes of millions. The internet can shatter a reputation in seconds, yet in the same breath, it can twist that ruin into a kind of immortality. Vitaly knows this cruel truth better than anyone. In today's digital age, the more you're hated, the harder you are to erase. So who is he now? A once brilliant YouTuber who stole millions of views, now reduced to a cautionary tale? Or has he become something darker, a living symbol of how thin the line is between daring entertainment and the cold, unforgiving bite of the law? Because in the world of social media, the climb to glory and the crash into ruin are separated by one reckless step. Fame can catapult you into the stratosphere, but a single miscalculation can turn it into a blade cutting you down before the same audience that once cheered you on. And when the dust settles, what lingers isn't always the truth. It's the story the crowd chooses to tell, stitched together from judgment, obsession, and endless curiosity. So the question remains, will Vitaly rewrite his legacy? Or is he locked forever in a scandal the world refuses to forget? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain, the public is watching every move like it's the final act of a drama they can't look away from. If you made it this far, sound off in the comments. Do you think Vitaly deserves another chance, or is this the end of the road for him? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives like this.